So hello and welcome back to Test Drive Thursday. Today we're taking a look at this Mercedes Actros MP3 rework mod. So let's get started by taking a look at all of the configuration. Now in the Mercedes-Benz dealer, if you just come across to the second one along, this is the one that's part of this mod, so let's go into customize. Now there are, if it loads, there are three different cabins to choose from. You got this, the low roof sleeper, which I actually do like. I might go with this today. I don't usually go for these smaller cabins, but I actually think it looks kind of cool. Then we've got the high roof sleeper. If we get on the inside, in fact, you'll be able to see the difference in headroom. And then the mega space, which adds this extra sort of design sort of section down here. Don't know if you can see that. Personally, I do think that looks a little bit, I don't know, like a block of flats or something, but yeah. I don't think it adds any more headroom either. I think it's just taller in general. But loads of different chassis to choose from. I mean, we've got 4x2 low deck. I mean, that removes the sort of front lower bumper, as you can see. So I'm guessing if you're doing, if you've got like a high trailer or something, you'd need one of these in real life to get onto the ferries. We've got the 6x2, 6x2 low deck, 6x2 4, 6x2 4 low deck, and it just goes on and up to the 8x4 where you get all the extra tanks and utilities on the back, which looks very, very nice. I might just go for the 4x2, no, I'll just go for the 4x2 whilst we're configuring. Engines range from 320 horsepower with 1650 newton meters of torque, all the way up to a V8 with pretty much 600 horsepower and 2800 newton meters of torque. Transmissions, we got the usual range here, 6 speeds, 12 speeds and 16 speeds, all with or without retarders. On the inside, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. Basically, what it does, it brings the colour from the outside on the inside. So say you go, let's just go bright red, as you can see on the inside. That brings it across in here, which I've never really seen before. It's all a bit chaotic, to be honest. I mean, bright red. Maybe if you go like a darker red, it might look better, but yeah, that is one of the most unusual things I've seen. You can also get it with the exclusive, or you can just go with the trust. I mean, I don't know if you can even make a nice colour for that. I mean, blue, oh my gosh. Maybe like a white. What does that look like? Wow. Look at the floor mats. White floor mats. Who would have that? I'm not sure what colour would look good. Maybe like a tan? Perhaps a little bit too dark. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, that. Good idea, but I think don't just do it on absolutely everything. Maybe have some certain sections of the cabin that are in the sort of external colour. Nice idea though, I like it. What happens when you go for metallic? Is that like metallic-y on the inside? I can't tell. If you look at that seat. Let's go for a flat colour here. Not actually too sure what's going on there, but yeah, it's fairly odd, I have to say. Loads of different options to choose from when you get on here. You got options for the slots down there. You got the mud flaps. We have got the steps. You can change the sort of bezel around the lights, which looks fairly nice. The lights are actually quite 2D. They're not done especially well, but you can choose between halogen or xenon lights. Obviously no LED lights with this age of truck. You can paint the whole bumper down there, which to me looks loads better. And then you got the bull bar, which is a bit rubbish, to be honest. All the standard SES ones, which are so out of date now. You got these little intakes here. You can change the colour of them. That's that. Then we got fog lights. You can have them if you want. Have them as the high beam, all this sort of the basic fog lights really. You can paint the grille. The chrome actually looks really nice. It's not over the top. You can paint the star, which is a cool option. I don't think you can light the star. If we just go for that. So this option here, you can have chrome inserts on the grille, which I think actually looks really classy. I like that a lot. And then the mesh behind, have that in chrome or just black. I think black sort of finishes it off quite nicely. If you go for paint, it sort of loses the design. Oh, it's a dot here. Come on, dot. There we go. So you can put a chrome bezel around the sort of air deflectors around the side. You got the door handles, all the different options for the mirrors. That option's quite nice. I like that. Around the side, we've got chrome down the side, which is I'm not sure how I feel about that. Maybe on a darker colour truck it might look good. All the internal stuff. You got the sun visors. Might just go for a darker colour so I can see what I'm doing. Up here, options for slots. It's good how you can put them on the on the wing mirror, on the door mirror, sorry. That's a bit insane. But you got little options down here if you wish. Along here we've got the beacon. Oh, that's really good actually. You've got Mercedes-Benz beacons with lights built in. That is a good thing to see. Haven't really seen a mod do that before. Around the side, you've got the window frame. I think paint looks best there, if you ask me. We got the sort of wind deflectors here. They're done really nicely. I like that one. It's kind of cool. We've got the airbox. Paint that if you want. Personally, I think it works best plastic. Then we got the side skirts, and then I think that's pretty much it from around there. Oh no, you can paint the frame if you want, and then you've got a custom lights down the back. They're done really well, very high quality. Then you got the sort of wheel arches. Choose those how you want. You got tanks down the side. They're really well thought out with the chrome over the top like that. We've got exhaust stacks. They're really nice in chrome. I doubt they make any difference to the sound, but it's a cool visual thing to have. You got all badge options down here. Paint down the side. I mean, it's just endless. I don't think the dots are placed correctly. I've missed some of these, I'm betting, because they're all sort of disappearing when you face them. So that's a bit confusing. But I think that's most of the dots on the outside. Very good configuration. On the inside, you can have a painted to match wheel. What else we got? All the cabin accessory stuff. If you wish, you will need to have a sat-nav, because this doesn't have a built-in one. You can have a painted sat-nav. So if we go for red a sec, that is this interior is crazy. I mean, look at that. I'm tempted to go for like a bright red. Mad. But I think that's pretty much it for the options. Now I'm going to do a time-lapse of me building this truck to my spec. Okay then, so I wouldn't really go for this kind of sort of design before. I mean, I usually really don't like the sort of painted sort of lettering on the tyres, but I thought, why not? Let's go for something a bit crazy today. I went for the lowest power V8 you could get, because this thing probably doesn't weigh very much, being such a tiny little truck. I mean, it's so low to the ground. We've gone for the 4x2 low deck with the added lower bumper at the front. I just think it looks really cool. The yellow and the sort of the chrome works really well. I sort of went for a solar beam yellow type colour. I think it looks really good. We go on a short drive now just to see how this performs. I got the coloured sat nav to match the external paint. It looks very good. In here it's pretty much all the standard SCS Mercedes, really. I mean, the seats are actually really well textured, to be honest. So is everything else in here. Seems pretty high quality. You got the chrome Mercedes badge. If you just go through, in fact it's not letting me go through the displays. There we go. Turn the parking brake off. Let's see, there we go. The instant consumption, not sure what that is. Digital speedo, very useful. AdBlue tank. You got your range. I'm going to keep it on the speed. I like that a lot. But it does seem a little bit dated in here, to be honest. This is the older gen. It's still pretty nice. So let's get going. So being the V8 with around 500 horsepower, it's not too slow at all. Well, it isn't slow at all. I mean, it's 18 tons, this trailer. It's only a short journey that we're going to go on. So we won't get to experience the full capability of it, but you get a taster at least. The first thing that sort of I've noticed driving this about is how low to the ground you are. I mean, this sort of cabin is low anyway, but the fact that we've got the low deck, I mean, it must be about 30 centimeters lower. It is really low to the ground. The wheels completely fill the arches. I'm just going to go because the AI doesn't know how to deal with this junction. But yeah, you do feel really low. I mean, you've got vans coming past and they sort of feel as high, if not higher than you. It's kind of a weird sensation. And I found it quite difficult to get my seating position right. I mean, I just feel way too low or way too high in this thing. It's kind of odd, but I think that's all down to the ride height. I think it's a 30-mile-an-hour limit. Oh no, speed up. I went with the 6-speed gearbox. I've got it in manual mode, so I'm shifting on my H shifter. I'm finding that I'm having to use quite a lot of the revs to get this thing up to speed. I mean, I don't feel like it's got much more to give around here, so change up there. And there we go. It's quite quiet, the engine. It doesn't really sound like it's straining at all. Quite easy going. I mean, I don't like the bloom on the sat nav. I can hardly read the speed. Well, I can't read the speed limit from back here. It's kind of annoying. Visibility is fairly good. The dashboard is quite high, and as this is quite a low truck, I mean, it does sort of cover a lot of your sort of front view down there. It's almost like having a bullnose truck. It's not the best, but the mirrors over there are really good, really nice and big. They're not too sort of thick bezeled, so you can see around them. And yeah, I do think it's a really nice truck to drive. It's got quite a lot of low end torque, which sort of dies off probably around now, and then you really have to rev it out to get it moving. But I have to say, it is a really, really nice truck to drive. Probably wouldn't go for a spec like this again. This is more like a show truck type thing, isn't it? Sounds pretty nice from the outside. Inside, not so much. But what I really like about this mod is you can spec it exactly how you want. I mean, you can spec it something silly like this, or you can go for a workhorse with all the plastic, cheaper parts down the front, which are easier to repair, well, cheaper to repair. Yeah, it's really, really well done, the configuration, and everything seems high quality, well thought out. For example, the fuel sort of tanks, I really like how you can get these sort of chrome tanks. Don't know if you'll be able to see. So yeah, the chrome tanks with the sort of painted straps on them, they look really good together. And overall, I think it's done really, really well. I'm very, very impressed with this mod. Would be nice for it to maybe like come with a straight pipe sort of sound. I think that would be a little bit different and cool. Maybe like an optional engine that comes with that sound or something, because it's not for everyone, but that would be cool. Maybe some nicer designed interiors. I like what they've done with the painted interior, but I think it's just been taken a little bit too far. Maybe if they only make some of the features painted, like the sort of trim inlays and parts of the seat maybe, or maybe the stitching. I think I said this last time, so maybe the stitching matches the external colour or something like that. I think that would be really cool. Not sure how this thing's going to be to park. I mean, we are quite low down, so it shouldn't be too hard, but we shall see. I mean, if we just drop into 5th here, let's see how this gets up to speed. So 60 now, and into 6th. Not too bad. For 500 horsepower, it doesn't feel like 500 horsepower. The truck actually feels quite heavy, which I'm not a big fan of. But it darts around pretty well, as you'd expect for quite a low cabin, which isn't too bad at all. Yeah, steering's pretty nice. Up and down into 5th. I mean, it's not a bad sound in here. It's quite quiet, but I would like to hear more of that V8 noise. Be nice to hear over the V6 sounds. Alright, let's turn off. Let's try the retarder. So you got the stalk on the right. Retarder's quite effective actually. But yeah, I'm really finding the digital speed very useful. I always love trucks when they have that. So much more accurate than reading the analog display. And you can just glance at it, you don't have to sort of look down at the analog reading. Let's just keep in this lane and get past these guys. Oh, there we go. Speeding ticket. Just turn right here. And we shall go left in here. Just move it over here. Turning circle's very good. Well, being a 4x2, this really sort of darts about when you're reversing. That's not very straight at all. Let me just redo that a little bit. There we go. Cool. So if you enjoyed that video, please do give me a like, subscribe for more, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.